What defines our reality? Is it the maps we draw, the passports we carry, or the memories we hold? For most of us, these things align. But what happens when they don't? What happens when a man steps off a plane holding a valid passport from a country that doesn't exist? This is Mythic Mundi, and today we explore one of the most persistent and baffling urban legends of the 20th century, the mystery of the man from Taured. The year is 1954. The world is rebuilding, reconnecting. Haneda Airport in Tokyo, Japan, is a bustling gateway, a symbol of this new era. It's a hot summer day, and the queue at customs moves as expected. Businessmen, tourists, and returning citizens present their documents. And then he arrives. He was a Caucasian man, conventionally dressed, looking like any other European businessman. He presents his passport to the Japanese customs officer. The officer opens it. The stamps are all there: previous visits to Japan, visits to other European countries. It looks perfectly legitimate, except for one detail. The issuing country listed on the passport is Taured. The customs officer, likely assuming it was a simple misspelling of a small European nation, asks the man to point to his country on a world map. The man, calm and slightly confused by the question, points to the region between France and Spain. He points directly at the Principality of Andorra, but he insists, patiently, that it is not Andorra. He claims his country, Taured, has existed for over 1,000 years. The officer is baffled. The map shows Andorra. The man sees Taured. This is where the story shifts from a simple travel error to a profound enigma. The man speaks multiple languages, including Japanese and French. He carries a wallet filled with various European currencies, all appearing valid. He even has a checkbook from a bank in Taured, a bank that, of course, no one has ever heard of. He claimed to be in Tokyo for a business meeting. He had hotel reservations and documents from the company he supposedly worked for. The officials contacted the company he named. The company existed, but they had no knowledge of this man. They had never heard of him. The hotel he booked had no reservation under his name. The officials were now deeply suspicious. Yet the man himself showed no signs of deception. He wasn't aggressive or nervous. He was simply confused. He was confused as to why they were confused. In his mind, everything was perfectly normal. Unable to resolve the situation, the officials made a decision. They would detain him. They placed him in a hotel room near the airport under the guard of 2 officers stationed outside his door, while they tried to figure out what to do. It was the only way to handle a man with no verifiable identity and no country of origin. They took his passport and his documents, securing them in the airport's security office. The room they gave him was several floors up. Its only window had no balcony and offered a sheer drop to the street below. The door was the only way in or out. The officials retired for the night, believing the mystery would be solved in the morning. They were wrong. When morning came, the mystery only deepened. The man was gone. The guards outside the door swore no one had entered or left the room all night. They had been at their posts continuously. When they unlocked the door, the room was empty. The window was still firmly shut and locked from the inside. He had not and could not have gone that way. He had simply vanished. And to make the story even more impossible, all his personal belongings, the passport from Taured, the strange currency, the bank documents, which had been locked away in the airport's secure office, had vanished along with him. This story is the perfect storm of mystery. It has verifiable elements, a real airport, a real year, mixed with the completely inexplicable. But as with all great legends, we must ask, did it actually happen? The Taured mystery is what folklorists call a modern legend. It's told and retold, with details shifting over time. The core of the story, however, remains consistent. But when we try to find the original source, the trail goes cold. There are no official Japanese police reports from 1954 describing this incident. There are no newspaper clippings. This lack of primary evidence leads many to believe the story is a complete fabrication, a compelling piece of fiction that simply resonated with people. But the details are curiously specific. The name Taured, for instance. Why not a more common name? Skeptics and researchers have proposed several rational explanations for the legend's origin. One popular theory is a simple case of mistranslation or misidentification. Could Taured have been a mispronunciation of Tuareg? The Taured are a large ethnic group in North Africa, and a man from that region might have unusual travel documents that baffled a 1950s customs officer. Another idea is that he said he was from Taured, a region in Crimea. Or, most compellingly, perhaps the story is a dramatic exaggeration of a real event. Imagine a man arrives with a fake or novelty passport, perhaps from Andorra, which even then was tiny and unfamiliar to some. He is detained. He's a skilled con artist, or perhaps a smuggler. Realizing he's caught, he manages a clever escape from the hotel, perhaps bribing a cleaner or picking a lock, and the guards, embarrassed by their failure, invent the impossible disappearance to cover their mistake. It's plausible, it's rational, but it doesn't explain the feeling the story leaves us with. It doesn't satisfy the part of us that wants to believe something truly strange occurred. Because if it wasn't a hoax, and it wasn't a mistake, then what was it? The reason the Taured legend endures is not because of the evidence, but because of the theories it inspires. The story has become a cornerstone for one of the most fascinating concepts in theoretical physics and science fiction, the multiverse, or the parallel universe. This theory suggests that our reality is not the only one. Instead, an infinite number of universes exist, parallel to our own. In some, history unfolded differently. Perhaps in one of these universes, the Roman Empire never fell. Perhaps in another, the dominant species on Earth isn't human. And perhaps in one very, very similar to ours, the piece of land we call Andorra is and has always been called Taured. According to this theory, the man from Taured did not lie. He was a simple businessman who, through some unknown cosmic anomaly, some glitch in the matrix, momentarily slipped from his reality into ours. Imagine his terror. He lands in a familiar airport in a familiar city, but suddenly his country doesn't exist. The map is wrong. The officials treat him like a madman or a criminal. To him, we would be the ones from the strange alternate world. This theory also offers an explanation for his disappearance. If he could slip into our world by accident, perhaps he slipped back out. Or perhaps the universe, sensing an error, simply corrected itself. He was an anomaly that couldn't be sustained, and he was erased from our reality along with the passport and documents that proved he was ever here. Other theories exist, of course. Some suggest he was a time traveler, arriving from a future where borders have been redrawn. Others claim it was a case of amnesia or a complex psychological episode. But the parallel universe theory is the one that captures the imagination. It's so powerful because it's fundamentally unsolvable. There is no way to prove or disprove it. The man from Taured is more than just a ghost story. He is a question. He represents the unsettling idea that the world we know is fragile and that, just beyond the veil of our perception, other worlds, other histories might be pressing in. He is a reminder that in a vast and complex cosmos, we may not be the only version of ourselves, and the borders we draw on our maps might be the least significant borders of all. What do you believe happened at Tokyo Airport in 1954? Was it a simple misunderstanding, a clever hoax, or a genuine visitor from a world beyond our own? What other unexplained mysteries would you like us to explore? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy delving into the world's greatest enigmas, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Mythic Mundi, and leave a comment. Your support helps us continue to search for the stories that lie just outside of accepted history. Thank you for watching.